So here's the practice routine we're going to be running. Now, if you want a copy of this, or if you want a copy of any practice routine that I have posted, you can go to stepbystepmusic.com, and it's in the learning center, and you just click on practice, and there they are. Should be a link in the description. And today I am working on my arpeggios because the fun never stops with arpeggios. Arpeggios playing, note of the chords, one note at a time, which on bass is generally how we play chords and how we jam along with the music. So when you download this, there's some terms here. I'll take myself out for a second. There's a bunch of terms here. I'm not going to go over all these. We'll hit these as is necessary. But that's for you if you want to grab a copy of this and you're not sure what I mean by something. My my goals here in this session is to be playing arpeggios. I'm going to be thinking in triads. I'm going to be playing triads and thinking in thirds, major and minor thirds. That's how we build our triads. I'm going to use primary and secondary patterns. So that's kind of a term that I invented because I needed a term to talk about the patterns I'm using. And again, we'll take a look at that when the time comes. And my real goal here is to use broken patterns. So what happens when you break the pattern up because you're encountering open strings? And really kind of all hell breaks loose there, because the pattern that you used to know on the fretboard, now you have open strings and it doesn't work. So that's going to be my goal. I'm going to start out real easy here. So again, how do we design a practice session? I'm designing this for me today, as I haven't really played. I've played bass a little bit today, but I'm gonna jump in as if I hadn't, and I'm gonna just warm up. I'm gonna play so that I can become physically warm. Every single day that you practice is sort of like a new day. At least that's the way it always feels for me. And you need to kind of sort of learn to walk again, just a little bit. So if you just jump in and start playing, at least for me, I just feel like I'm not really in tune, not in tune on the instrument, but in tune with the instrument. A runner stretches, right? You don't just go, jam your marathon, right? You drink water, you stretch. So this is going to start kind of with a warm up, real slow and easy. The warm up is all about technique. It's all about interfacing with the instrument. So I'm going to be really conscious about, making sure I'm using decent technique. And if I'm not, I'm going to use the technique as a filter. I'm going to stop playing. I don't want to just go through and check the boxes and be like, oh, I played all the right notes, kind of almost. I want to play them well. I want to grow. I want to create a solid foundation in my fingers every single day with my bass. So that's what we're going to be doing. Let's go ahead and just jump in. I'm going to play through group one here. I've got a couple of exercises in a couple of different ways. And I'm going to play through my primary patterns. Now, I define that as just sort of the regular pattern that you'd use, and you'll see me play through these. And I'm going to start just in free time, right? I'm not going to start with drums, with a click. We're gonna throw some drums on. Hopefully, they're going to be working. Let's test those. Still got some music on. Let's see if the drums work. Yeah, good. I use Addictive Drums too to bring you awesome sounding drums, but the downside is that if you leave them open for a little while, at least on my laptop, they stop working and they need to be started and closed and reopened. So that's how you fix things, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and play through this. I'm going to be playing through this in the key of A. So diatonic triad arpeggios. Triads, 3-note chords built in thirds. Diatonic means in key, and arpeggio is an arpeggio. And I'm going to play the 1 chord, the 2 chord, the 3 chord, all the way up through 7, and then I'll play 8 again at the octave. So primary pattern is, that's my primary pattern for a major scale. It takes 2 strings to complete, and more importantly, it starts on either finger 1 or 2, depending on the pattern. So I'm going to move that up. That's my 1 chord in A. It's my A major scale. So it's my 1 chord. I'm going to move that up to my 2 chord. So if this is 1, this is 2. Here's my minor. I had a little bit of buzz there, so. And I'm going to make an excuse for myself. I'm at a weird angle because of the stool that I'm on, and so I'm probably going to buzz higher up. I'm just making excuses, but that's what I feel like right now. I'm going to go to my 3, 1, 2, 3 in the key. I'm going to play a minor arpeggio. off the 3, major off the 4. Notice how I'm ascending, meaning going from low to high, and then descending the arpeggio. Up and back down. We might change that as we get through the session. So 5 chord. Okay, this is going really well. I've done this before. 7 chord is diminished, and my octave. Okay, so next on my list is to, that's me. Okay, next on my list is to play this with a click. And so I said in 3/4 time, and I've even got the rhythms written out there, 4/8 and a quarter. So here's what that's going to look like. I'm going to go 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3. Again, use any time signature you want to. You could use 4/4 time, give you an extra beat between the chords. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, and 4. And so if you're using a click in your own practice time, use a time signature or a repetition that makes sense to you. You don't even have to think in a time signature. I just put that on there because I'm going to play along with drums because I love playing with drums. Clicks are great too, but I mean, if you've got great sounding drums, who doesn't want to play with drums? Okay, here we go. Here's my 3/4 time. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Four chord. 5 chord, 6 chord, 7, and the octave. Okay. And, when I resolve the octave, I sometimes like to have a little fun. Just something to, make it, what's that thing they call? Music, right? Make it more musical. So, great. I'm flying through this, I think. That's exercise 1 in the books, right? On to exercise 2. I'm going to use only secondary patterns. Same kind of structure there. I'm going to do in free time, then I'm going to go in 3/4 time. My secondary pattern is going to start with finger 3 or 4, and it's usually going to take 3 strings to complete instead of just 2. So here's what that looks like. My major chord, here I'm starting with 4, right? Same set of notes. Right? As long as I'm in tune, those should sound exactly the same. So this is just a different way to play the pattern because you should know more than one way to play each pattern, right? If you have a fretted instrument, you got notes in lots of locations, so we got to be able to handle that. So here's my minor chord. That was 1, starting on 2. That's 2 minor, 3 chord. Okay, 4 major, 5 major, 6 minor. 7 diminished. Now for 7, I'm actually going to start on... No, I'll start on finger 1. Yeah, we'll come back to that. And there's my octave. Okay. Let's go ahead and put the drums on. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Four major. 5. Oh. I laughed because I realized my hesitation before on the 7 chord. I was going to do it right. And, I'm going to make excuses for myself. It's really hard to talk through my practice while I'm doing it, but it's good for me because it means that I have to be even more automated on my instrument. So before, when I was doing it in free time, I moved up to my primary pattern, what I call the primary pattern. In my diminished chord, I'm going to start with finger 3, and that only takes 2 strings to complete, even though it's my sort of secondary pattern. Otherwise, I'm doing this, and that's dumb, right? Going way off to the side there. So that's my secondary diminished pattern. If I was learning this for the first time, I would definitely go over this and do it again. I'm not going to. I know what I did wrong. I'm not really worried about it. So if it shows up more in future practice sessions, or if it shows up more later today, I'm definitely going to stop and focus on that diminished chord. Really, we're just trying to create awareness of the patterns here. I'm getting physically warm. If you're doing arpeggios for the first time, you're creating awareness of the patterns. So that's what I'm doing, and that's what I want you to be doing if you're playing along. Okay. We did that. I got to cross these off, otherwise I'll get lost. Group 2, we're going to start mixing up patterns. And if I take myself out of this, it says use a variety of patterns to stay in position longer. Now, this is not, it's really easy. My students, probably it's my fault, my students suffer from this, is they say, well, it says to do it this way. What does that mean? And the idea is that you're challenging yourself, right? And so you pick specific challenges. Sometimes you can do those in a number of different ways. In this case, I'm just going to try and sort of stay in position as long as I can. I've only got 4 strings here. So if I had my 6-string bass or the 5-string bass, or if I was playing guitar, then I would be able to stay in position for the entire pattern. But in this case, I'm going to stay in position for a while. I'm going to have to change positions at some point. But the idea is that I'm going to be mixing up these patterns. So first, we're going to start in primary pattern, and we're going to be in free time. So in case I didn't mention earlier, free time, just no click. I'm just playing the notes whenever I feel like. As long as I have great technique, then I can play the notes whenever I want. Starting in primary pattern, playing through all my diatonic triads. I've got my 1 chord. Now I'm going to stay in this position. So I'm locked into these 4 frets with these 4 fingers until I don't want to be, or until I decide to move. So there's my 2 chord in secondary pattern. 3 chords primary pattern on 4, 5 chord, again switches, 6 chord, 7 chord, and I got almost the whole way through, but I gotta move up for that 5. There we go. So that's the idea for that. Now it says on the sheet, you don't have to go back to the sheet, it says do it in 3/4 time. So I'm gonna do it in 3/4 time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Stay in position. Change coming up. Okay. Let's take a look at the sheet. That went really well. If I make mistakes, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to deal with those mistakes. I'm not just going to pile through. But I was playing the fretless bass this morning. I figured that wasn't cheating since I'm using frets here. It's not like I'm working on what we're working on today. So I'm actually kind of physically warm. So otherwise I might need to go a lot slower and just wait, wait for my ability to meet the practice routine where it's at, or I change the practice routine to make sure that I'm using fantastic technique and not buzzing and all that good stuff. Okay. So 3/4 time is done. Let's move on to a 2/4 time. Now the drums are in 4/4. I don't care. I don't want to get into what are we going to call that? The idea is that I'm going to do this within 2 beats instead of 3 beats. And I'm going to have to change something, right? So I'm going to go 1, 3, 5, 3, and then I'm going to go on to my next pattern after that. So I'm going to 1, 3, 5, 3, 1, 3, 5, 3, right? And just keep going like that. So there's no time to rest. I'm not going to actually go back to the root. It's going to change. The pattern's the same, but where I'm coming from in the pattern is going to be different. I was there. Now I'm going to go to my 2 chord, but that was last time. Now I'm going to go, right? So it's going to feel a little different, and just making these small changes, you'll find, makes all the difference in you being able to do something or not do something. If I only practice it one way, I can only do it that one way. So let's change the drums to 4/4, and I'll do a chord every 2 beats with 8th notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. That went well. Done. Moving on. Same thing. Free time, 3/4, 2/4, but I'm going to start in my secondary pattern. I just happen to know because I've worked through this. This one offers some new challenges, and we'll see. I might not, make it with when we put the click on. So let's see how this goes. Starting in my secondary pattern, starting with finger 4, I'm going to stay in position as long as I can. I'm going to end up here. That's the 5 of my 1 chord, an octave up. So I'm definitely going to have to make a bigger move at some point. So let's just go ahead and free time this. 1 chord. Okay, 2 chord is here. 3 chord, I'm going to have to collapse and use my 4th finger because I forecasted using this 1st finger way out there. Now I'm going to have to do a little position change to get to that chord. Now I'm going to have to do another little position change to get back to this G sharp here. So again, it got me moving all over the place. And that's all I can get for my 6th chord. I'm going to make a big jump to get to the rest of my 6th chord. And then I have my 7 chord right here. Okay, I had a little buzz on the B there. And I'm actually going to run 5 to 6 because I feel a little bit shaky about that. And that's just something you might not see that. I call it the fly on the wall. So the fly on the wall, watch me practice. I don't know why the fly is watching me practice, but somebody watching me practice from the outside is not going to see what's going on here. I feel that that's a little bit not as solid as the other patterns I was doing. So I'm going to run that a few times. Yeah, because I'm going to begin 3, 4. And notice how I'm approximating the first rhythm that I'm going to be doing. So it's not just playing. Again, I said play through the notes however you can, but to get yourself to the next step, we have to push it in the direction of working towards playing in that 3, 4 time. Yep, that's okay. Let's try it in the 4, 4 time. Up, see? Okay, one more time. Okay, I'm ready. I feel confident. I feel good. I feel great. I feel wonderful. What is that? That is Bob Wiley. And what about Bob? And good for you if you got that already. Okay. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Position change. Again. Here it goes. Okay. I'm satisfied. It probably could have been a little bit more in time. I'm okay with that right now. And for some other practice, I might try to lock that in and move the tempo up, get it faster and faster. Today, I'm just trying to get all my arpeggio patterns really, really solid. Okay, so let's look at what's next. We're going to do it in 4, 4 time. So same thing. Secondary pattern start, staying in position as long as I possibly can within reason. Let's bring us into our 4, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of a long-winded ending there, but I get distracted. I like to have fun. That's just how it goes. Okay. I'm satisfied. I'm good with that. I'm going to check that off. Again, if you're playing through these like today or in the future or anything, and this one's a total disaster or this one's a total disaster, stick with it, right? Don't move on to the rest of them. Stick with it. Get a certain baseline, no pun intended, of comfort level, right? And then you can move on to the rest. You don't even have to move on to the click, right? You can say, I'm just going to get really warm and learn patterns, and I'm going to do free time, and then I'm going to go on to the next one and do free time there. But you should satisfy yourself with a minimum level of comfort, and only you can prevent forest fires. No, only you can decide what that level of comfort is. unless you're in a lesson with me, and then I'll tell you. I'll let you know if you're good, if we're ready to move on or not. Okay, this is really the crux. This is where I'm working towards. That for me was all kind of a warm up, getting warm, reviving the patterns, making sure they're solid. I want to be solid. I want you to be solid. Now I'm going to bring them to the open strings. So using the lowest frets that are available. So closest to the nut. So lowest is, remember, I got a video on this if you need to see it. This way is down, okay? Because this is where we make our low notes, right? The low notes are down here. So lowest frets possible. This is the nut, right? The 0 fret, closest to the fret. Again, I may or may not be a real stickler for that rule. I'm just going to generally try and stay more in that area. And definitely, I'm going to be a stickler here. Open strings whenever possible because I want to force the issue. I want to allow myself to use those open strings and still hang on to the pattern because that's important to me because I want to be able to do more than one thing on my bass. And this will use, of course, a combination of primary patterns, secondary patterns. Those are going to show up, but we're also going to have what I call broken patterns, which is where everything breaks and we're going to have to figure out where those are. I'm not going to spend a lot of time pulling back the curtain just for the sake of this video, this live stream, meaning I'm not going to tell you how I know that it's a major chord or how I know it's a minor chord. So I've got some videos on that. You can throw questions in the comments in the video afterwards, and I can make more videos on that. Yeah, this is more about how do I practice, how do I make decisions in my practice time. I'm going to be in E major, still just playing diatonic arpeggios, 1 chord, 2 chord, 3 chord, all the way to 7 and then 8, the octave. Same thing, free time, 3/4 and then 2/4, changing the rhythm a little bit, accelerating the expectations of myself. All right, here we go. E major. Now, this is, of course, designed for my open string. So it's not about E major, which has 4 sharps. I don't care how many sharps it has. I'm really thinking patterns right now. And so whatever your low string is, or you could do it on different open strings, different starting place. But I'm just going to start with my open string. And that's why E major. So 1 chord, ascending, descending the arpeggio. 2 chord, this is 2 minor. Okay. 3 minor. And that is the secondary pattern showing up. And that was my 4 chord, just like my, right? I learned that pattern. So now I can bring that to my next open string. So major chord off of E, major chord off of A. 5 chord, 6 chord, 7, 8. Okay, let's turn the drums on. Let's get us back into 3/4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I heard a little, there was a muted string, wasn't quite muted. Right there. When I hit my G sharp on the G string, and I hit the E here. I don't know if you can hear it. It's bothering me a little bit. It's better. So I'm not going back from the beginning. I'm starting from around where the problem was. That's one of the biggest practice mistakes. Okay, we're going to talk face to face, but this is really important. One of the biggest practice mistakes that I see is going back to the beginning. If you start the song at the beginning and you play to bar 8 and you make a mistake, and you start the song at the beginning, you play to bar 8, you make a mistake, and then you do that 100 times, and then you go to bar 9 or bar 12 or whatever, and you make a mistake, then you go back to the beginning, play to bar 12. Right, you're going to be really, really good at the first however many bars of the song or the first parts of the practice, right? I call these hot spots, the parts where you have made a mistake or are likely to make a mistake. Focus on your hot spots. That's so important. So don't take it back to the beginning. take it from the hot spot and then back up a little bit, right? Play into it, maybe a couple of beats or a couple of bars, in this case a chord or two, and then take it further and further back and see if you can play up to that hot spot. So that's what I was doing there. I was I call it spot rehearsing. I was spot rehearsing that section. It was a very small error. I'm satisfied, and I'm gonna keep going. We're gonna do the same thing in 2/4 time now. So let's switch the drums and go 1, 2, 3, A major, 4. Okay. I'm satisfied. I like what's going on there. Let's go to F major. Okay. Free time in F major. So again, I don't really care what the key is. It's more about this being the first fret. I'm going off of the first fret of my instrument. And if I was playing a 5-string bass, the first fret would be the key of C. So, or a 6-string bass, or a 7-string guitar, or whatever, right? So really pattern-based here, making pattern-based decisions because I'm focusing on patterns. F major, 1 chord. 2 chord. 3 chord. 4. 5. Oh, I didn't release that G. I didn't get off that G string, the open G. So I don't know if this is happening to you, but because we stayed in A for the first section, it was fine. And then we switched to E, which is pretty close to A. And for my ears, it was still fine. This sounds really weird to me. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna clear the air. You know, like when you have sushi, you're supposed to eat the ginger to like cleanse the palate or whatever. I don't know. That's what they say. So I'm gonna cleanse the hearing palate, and I'm gonna. That's my F major scale. 1 chord, 4 chord, 5 chord. Okay, hopefully our ears are in F now and it doesn't sound quite so weird when we jump into that key. So, yeah, there we go. Free time was good. Next thing on the list is 3/4. So let's get some 3/4 drums going and see how it goes. 1, 2, 3. Again, going a little long there, having a great time. I was focusing down here. One of the problems is muting open strings. When I'm playing on my first fret and I go up to my 3rd fret, when I go back from my open string to my 1st fret, I don't know if you can hear that. It's like it's muddy. And it's because I'm not having a really deep, solid mute right there. I'm touching the A string, right? I'm muting it, but it's not enough. So I was paying special attention because I know I have issues with that still. If I don't pay attention to it, I'll get these kind of open strings ringing out when I don't want them to. So I was paying attention to that. I was satisfied. Sounded good to me. Let's do this in 3/4. See if I can break my brain properly today. 1, 2, F major, 4, and... Again. Getting a couple of unwanted. I'm going to do that one more time. Just still getting some unwanted overtones because that's how overtones are. 2, 3, 4. It's okay. If I had any more stuff that I was hearing in the background, I was going to stop and really focus on that for a little bit, kind of try to see where that was coming from. One rule with bass, you got to be touching all the strings, guitar too, really, all the strings all the time. With between the two hands, you got two hands to do this, and so somewhere I wasn't touching the strings enough. That was getting some ringing, and so I wanted to make sure that I'm well muted for that ringing situation. Okay, F major's done. Almost done. We got a surprise for group 4. I'm going to keep that hidden. You can download it if you want to preview the awesomeness that is to come. But we have G major now. So F major is the 1st fret. G major is the 3rd fret. That's the starting note. I skipped the 2nd fret because that's F sharp. And unless you're playing guitar and you have the open B string, you don't have any any notes open available in the key of F sharp. So I just skipped that, and because that's just going to be patterns we already worked on. I'm focusing on open strings here. So I'm just going to skip to G major. Again, I designed the practice routine around what I want to work on. Yay for me. Okay. G major, free time. Okay, let's do that again. From here. Okay, I think good enough for drums. If I have a problem with it, I'll do it again. 3/4 time. 1, 2, 3. All right, cool. I like it. Satisfied. 4/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, took that pattern all over the fretboard. That was fun. Okay. Cross that off. We did great. Moving on. Oh, don't show what's coming up. It's gonna be a surprise. 4th fret now. A major, same stuff. Free time. 3/4, 2/4. I think we get the idea by now. 3/4 time. 4th fret. I'm just getting my brain straight here. 1, 2, 3. I forgot to do the free time. We'll see what happens. Uh-oh. So, okay, not too bad, not too bad. I stopped using my my open string. I'm like, the G is right there. I'm just gonna grab the G there. So let's run that again real quick. And that was where it was weird for me. And then, okay, yeah, that's weird. It feels weird to be here, take the move here, and then go to open strings, and then not be on open strings. That's unusual. That's an unusual choice that I might make as a player. But if I have the experience, if I have the practice doing that would be available to me. It's actually kind of cool. It just doesn't flow logically, pattern-wise. But that's why we're here, to switch things up. So let's do it in 3/4 again. 1, 2, 3. All right. Yeah, I can feel that. The fly on the wall thing. Fly's like, he's doing fine. He's playing the right notes, but I can. When I go there, it's like opening a doorknob with the wrong hand. You ever do that? They say it's good for your brain to like switch stuff up. That's what it feels like. Like I can do it, but it feels weird. And that's something I might run more. I want to get through the exercise, but this is good to. It's already a little bit more comfortable than it was, 10 seconds ago. Okay. 4/4 time, A flat major, 4th fret. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. I went up and I said, oh, I'll just stay here and finish this here because I don't need to go back down to the F here. And it broke my brain. So I'm going to do that again. See what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can definitely feel I'm kind of hanging on by a thread there. I'm not as automated as I was for a lot of the other exercises. So good for me to work on. I'm not going to do this here with you guys, but on my own, I might run that for like 3 minutes, like just that section, like really smoothing that out. Yeah, really making that comfortable for myself. But you get the idea, and we're here to help you practice. So that's what I would do probably, and I might come back and do that later today. Check that off the list. Okay, group 4. Wow, there's like nothing in group 4. What's going on with group 4? Did he forget to write something down? No, we're gonna repeat groups 1 through 3. We're gonna do the whole thing over again. But I'm gonna make one simple change, 2 simple changes. I'm gonna descend the progression. Now up in the terms section, up in the PDF, at the top of the PDF, I talk about what I mean by ascending a progression and descending a progression. So I figure your default is like, the 1 chord, the 2 chord, the 3 chord, the 4 chord, but that's going up, right? Up the ladder of the progression. So what if you went backwards in the progression? What if you played the 1 chord and then the 7 chord and then the 6 chord and the 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1? So just doing something in the opposite order like that, I mean, it's like saying the alphabet backwards. It's maybe not that bad, but if you don't practice it, you're not going to be able to do it. It's going to throw you off. It's going to throw you for a loop. And both musically speaking and just with the physicality of the instrument, but mostly musically speaking, I changed the numbers in the arpeggio. When I go for 2/4 time, only for the 2/4 time sections, I'm not going to play 1, 3, 5, 3. I'm going to play 1, 3, 5, 1. So, if I'm up here at A, and I have 1, 3, 5, 3, I'm not going to go to my 7 chord. Sounds okay, but I like 1, 3, 5, 1. So you end with the root. You have 4 notes to play because you have 4/8 notes. The 4th one is the root of your chord. That's just what I decided. You can decide something different. So let's go ahead and back up here. Let's take all this stuff off. No, can't do it that way. Take off all of my check marks and my crossing off, and let's go back up. Okay, back to triad shapes, group 1, and I'm gonna skip the free time on this one. I think I'm confident. I'm warm now, and I think I'm good with this. I might have some hiccups, but I'm just gonna jump right into the drums and see how that goes. 3/4 again is giving me a little bit of a break. I have more time to think between chords. So A major, starting at the octave, giving myself room to work back down. I'll do 3/4 time, and then I'll move on to primary patterns. I'm actually going to skip this too. Yeah, I'm going to skip this because I feel really solid about the actual triad shapes. I'm actually going to go right to the mixing patterns section. Okay. See, I'm redesigning my own practice to meet my needs. And if I fall off the horse on every single one of these, I'll definitely eat crow, so to speak, and I'll have to go back and do it in free time. Let's take 3/4. Mixing patterns, A major, starting in primary at the octave this time. This is already hurting my brain. Let's get you my fretboard here, and let's get some 3/4 time going. 1, 2, 3. I went up. I'll do it again. One, two, again. Okay. Good. Yeah. Yeah, I ironed out my mistake. I feel good about that. 4/4 times, same thing. See how this goes. 2, 3, 4. I don't know what that was at the end. I went to the 4 chord. Anyways, just having a good time. Yeah, that was okay. I clearly don't practice my descending progressions enough. This is clearly harder for me. I don't know if it's clear to you, but it's clear to me. I can feel it in my brain. I can feel the challenge unfolding. Okay. I'm going to start in secondary pattern now at the octave. I am going to do this in free time first. Again, amending on the fly, because this is what I would do in my practice session, because this is my practice session. This is what I'm doing to make sure I can do a good job. Okay. Secondary pattern is actually going to start way up here. So I'll just go ahead and do that. Okay, that's actually pretty easy. 3/4 time. Secondary, starting at the 12th fret. Okay, I got this. 1, 2, 3. 6 chord. 5 chord. 4 chord. 3 minor. 2 in secondary pattern. 1 chord in the primary pattern with a 5, 6, 7, 8 at the end there in the low. Anyways, I'm just making it challenging for myself, trying to talk through what I'm doing. A little more challenging for myself. Okay, 4/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Sounds good. You could probably see on my face. I'm like, I've got more of the bass face going on. I think I'm not looking at the camera, but I feel like I have more of the bass face going on because I'm focusing more, especially in that 2/4 time, not getting that thinking time. It's very challenging. Okay. Open strings. This might get interesting. Free time, I'm going to do free time first. I'm going to go ahead and just work through this. This is pretty easy. Oh, I say it's easy, and then I have the brain take a leave of absence. I'm going to do in the 4/4 time version for myself, but in you know, free time. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's costing me something a little bit. You can hear the delay, right? Yeah, the delay in my playing. I mean, okay. Yeah, I'm ready to try that in 3/4. 1, 2, 3. Again. 2, 3. Okay. 4/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Sounds good. Cross it off. F major. I'm just going to go for it in 3/4 time, descending my progression. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that sounds so weird. I don't know. Going from E to F is just terrible. Let's clear the palette, shall we? Now I'm in F Lydian for some reason. Let's do that again. Yeah, I'm buzzing up here like I said I would. I'm gonna blame the stool that I'm sitting on. Okay. My ears are in F. I'm good to go. 1, 2, 3. I just realized I was playing the closed G there. I don't know if I was doing that earlier or not. Let's start again. 1, 2, 3. I missed the 3 chord. Again. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Good. I like it. 4/4. Again. Okay. Good. Going to G major. Just keeping up with the sheet here. Going for the drums. And go right into the drums. And we'll be in 3/4. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's clear the air. Whoa. Again. All right. In 4, 2, 3, 4. All right. Going to A flat now. Crossing off G. Going to my 4th fret. This is the tough one. I'm going to do it in 3/4. I just want to see if I can do it with the drums as a test. And, you know, if it doesn't go so well, I can back it up and turn the drums off and work out whatever I need to work out. So here we go. A major, A flat major, descending the progression using open strings when available. I'm just reminding myself what I'm doing. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's good. It was good. I had to stay focused, but I was good. 4/4. Here we go. I'm gonna do that again. Okay. Okay. No. Okay, I'm gonna slow this down. 1 is good. 7 is good. I can actually stay here for my 4 chord, which is, I think, one thing I've been. It's been costing me something, as I like to say. I go back and then up. So I'm gonna go. 4, which I missed last time. Then 3. Let's do it again. 5, 4, 5, 4. No, hit the root. Hit the root. My brain's starting to fade. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, that is rough. For me. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't want to play that C. Again. From the 5 chord. You hear that hesitation? Did you hear that? That was, I don't know why. And see, this is one of the cool things about one of the interesting things about practicing is if you're making the same mistake over and over, that's great news. That means you have a problem to fix. If you're making random mistakes, that's tougher, right? But I'm playing the 4 chord and I'm not wanting to play that 4, the root of my chord, before I move on to the 3. So I gotta focus on that. I didn't play the root of the 2. Here we go. I'm gonna get this. As I buzz. Yeah, and the 2, the same thing. What I'm wanting to do is my muscle memory is taken over. And the muscle memory is much better because this is a little bit newer of a routine for me. I don't play 1, 3, 5, 1 enough. When I'm doing the arpeggio thing, you know, I'm often doing this, or to a 7 chord, right? I'm playing up and back. I don't play 1, 3, 5, 1, right? So 1, 1, 1, 1. Open strings. don't move down for it. Okay, again. You might notice that I'm closing my eyes a lot when I'm trying to focus. Players, we're going to talk face to face again. Players tend to look at the fretboard, looking at their hands way longer than they have to. So when you're first learning or for certain things, it's very helpful to look at the fretboard. And there's nothing wrong with looking at the fretboard, but we tend to do it way longer than we need to. And so I'm actually going inside my head, and I'm using the fretboard in my head, which if I can access that, I am stronger for it, right? I don't find the information to be here. I find it to be here. So I know what, there's 4 strings and there's like 4 frets I'm playing on, right? This is not complicated. So I don't need to look at what's there. I can see it in here. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm going inside my head to really maximize my focus there. Let's see if we can get through this in 4/4 time. All right. Thank you, Staley. I'm getting some love from Staley saying it would break his brain too. Yeah. You know, this is fun. This is the challenge for me. This is good. I like this. I appreciate you guys being here. Okay. A flat major. One more bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to stick with this for just a second. I mentioned before that some things I would have stuck with this earlier. I'm going to stick with this for a second. I just want to get a couple of decent runs on this. I don't want to say, hey, I did it and I only buzzed 1 fret. Wasn't that great? I just want to stick with this for a second. And I might not even get this today. And that's okay with me too. When I sleep tonight, this is also important. When I sleep tonight, in an 8-hour session of sleep, this is science, people. This is real science. In the last 2 hours of my 8-hour sleep, my brain will pull all this stuff that I'm doing, all the signals I'm sending to my brain. It's going to pull that from temporary memory into permanent memory. It's going to do that for like the next 3 or 4 days on this thing that I'm doing today. And that's for everything that you do. So muscle memory isn't in your muscles. It's in the brain. And it happens actually when you sleep. So I got to make sure I got band rehearsal tonight. So I might not get a good sleep tonight, but the more higher quality your sleep is right after you learn something, the better you will learn it. So that's science. Okay. Again, because I'm stubborn. Oh, that's hard. Okay, I feel good about this. Just as an illustration, if I was still having trouble with this, and it's not like I've got this and I'm never going to have, I don't have this in the bag yet, right? I'm still having to focus really hard on it. We've been at 80 beats a minute, by the way, today. I'm going to take it down to 68, okay? And even though I'm getting this, I feel like I'm kind of barely hanging on by the seat of my pants. So we're going to do this at 68 just so I can really solidify this. Here we go. Ooh, that's slow. Barely made that. Yeah, I didn't make that one again. I don't know what that was. One more time. Hey! All right. Wow. That's it. That's it. That's the rest of my list. So see, that's it. That's all I got. So, write in X, Y, or Z, whatever it is that you want to add to this to make it more challenging for you. Yeah, you go ahead. And Dirk is saying, he loves watching me sweat, basically. Oh, that's perseverance, not perspiration. I got to stick with it. And yeah, this was so hard for me. I mean, as a young bass player, and I was at Berklee School of Music, and I had a really hard time. Hanging tough with it, feeling like I was kind of holding my own on the bass. I was actually more of a composition major, so less performative, so to speak. But I think, I having done this for a long time, I have the maturity and the patience to do at least what I think is right in a given session. And it's tortoise in the hare, you guys. If you try to get there the fast way, it's just not going to happen. We try to play through things quickly. And it's like, and we do this should thing, right? The should, right? You should be able to do this. I played this yesterday. I should be able to play this. I'm not going to warm up today because I can play this. And then you play it and it's not great. You're like, well, I should be able to play this. I'm going to play it again. And you're at where you're at. Right. And you don't judge yourself. Don't just say, okay, this is where I'm at. This is what I sound like. This is what I want to sound like. I'm going to sit with it. And it's very sort of meditative, I think, to just sit with your instrument and be at the level that you need to be at, practice wise. So, okay, I'm officially rambling now about practicing, which is very, very nerdy of me. I am going to, kill this thing off before I'm in danger of more nerdy ramblings. But I really appreciate you guys being here. I hope that you watch the replay if you find that beneficial. This is going to be on YouTube just as soon as it's done processing. And, if you want to see more of these, visit the replay. Let me know in the comments, because I will come back by popular demand for sure. Let me know what you want to see in your in my practice time, but to help you with your practice time. What is it that you're learning? Are you learning notes in the neck? Are you learning notes in keys? Are you learning how to play a bass line, how to play a guitar lick, how to learn a song, how to feel a rhythm, right? There's so many things that we can practice. And so it's just about being uber focused, like a laser beam. Today we're focused on arpeggios, specifically patterns. So go back to the replay. Let me know in the comments. And, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.